All Spirit trains are experiencing delays due to an earlier incident. We appreciate your patience and hope you remain seated inside the car for your own safety.
How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelated Pumpkin, and what you just watched was Spirit Halloween's brand new for 2025 teaser they just dropped on us out of nowhere. Obviously, most people expected this to be dropped when the halfway to Halloween drops are coming out. We saw the return of Silent and Deadly Clown, which was pretty awesome. I didn't make a video on it because I really wanted to wait for a teaser to make sure we actually had more to talk about than just a simple animatronic return. But here we are now with the teaser, and I have to say this is all very, very exciting. Obviously, this reveals our theme to us this year, which is very clearly a subway station, which I have mixed thoughts about, but I'll get into that a little bit later. And even some returning / new animatronics they're hinted at here in a few blink and you'll miss it frames that you really have to slow down and pause the video for to get a good look at. Anyways, let's dive into this teaser trailer and see all it has to reveal. Our first couple frames here is, of course, a subway rushing directly at us, confirming that this is indeed a subway station theme, quite obviously. There really isn't too much to say about this besides that little Jack the Reaper face emblemed on the front of the train car here, which is pretty cool. Other than that, this just seems like a quick way to get us into the teaser and get us ready for what we're about to see. Our next shot is a very quick motion across this very disheveled looking area with lots of zombie animals that Spirit Halloween typically sells in newspapers on the ground. We then cut to these shaking live wires. And if these live wires remind you of a prop from a few years ago, then you're already on the right track. But then we get our first glimpse at a brand new animatronic in a single frame right here. Now, it's a little bit hard to make out, but what we have here is pretty obviously a giant rat animatronic. You can obviously make out the teeth right there, those huge buck rat teeth, very gross looking, as well as some whiskers and what appear to be each of the eyes, as well as a little bit of the ears on top. I'm really liking how this one looks so far. The skin is very detailed and realistic, and obviously this animatronic fits the theme quite well, as subways are known to have rat infestations every once in a while. I think a giant mutated rat animatronic is something that hasn't really been done right before. Of course, we had the mangy rat Morris costumes animatronic from a few years ago, but that thing was pretty lame in my opinion. So it seems like Spirit Halloween is trying their hand at it, and I have to say, just from looking at this thing's face, it's already looking pretty gnarly. Our next shot is of this New York City sewer plate with some very distinct green-looking slime on it. This slime comes up a few times throughout this teaser trailer, and it does remind me of Slimer, of course, but we did just get a Slimer animatronic from HalloweenCostumes.com, which is pretty much a perfect replica of him from the movie, so I'm not sure how Spirit Halloween could execute on their own Slimer animatronic, but again, this slime could just be something else completely, but it is a little curious how it is a very distinct green that, again, does remind me very much of Slimer. And it definitely is important because the slime does keep showing up throughout the trailer, as I mentioned, but I don't know what it could mean. My only guess right now is that we're getting a Slimer animatronic, but that seems a little redundant. The next thing we see pretty much confirms that the last animatronic reveal shot that I stopped for you guys is indeed a giant rat, because we have a newspaper from the Egg Harbor Herald here that says giant rat found near sewer, along with a picture of a scared looking rat. Yeah, so this just pretty much confirms that we were getting a giant rat animatronic. As for some other details here, on the bottom we have something that says black cats fleeing in mass exodus, along with that latex cat prop that Spirit Halloween has been selling for the past couple of years, so I'm not sure what that could mean. And then we have a little picture of Experimental Eddie with some illegible text above it, so maybe Experimental Eddie is coming back. He's still a fairly new one. I mean, 2019 was 6 years ago now, which is insane to believe. Who knows, maybe he could be returning this year. He's definitely one of my favorites from 2019, so I wouldn't mind it. Our next shot is of these nasty looking claws, which I am pretty positive are the actual hands of this new giant rat animatronic climbing into this disheveled looking subway car here. I think these hands look pretty cool and they're definitely very well detailed, so my hopes for this giant rat animatronic are actually already pretty high. Then our next shot is just of this rat tail getting pulled over this ledge here, so not too much to say about this one, other than the fact that there sure are a lot of rats in this teaser trailer. And boom, the very next frame is our second animatronic reveal of this teaser trailer, being the return of Electrified Corpse. Now, this is pretty exciting. I know Electrified Corpse is not really on the top of people's list for props to return, but it's always been one of my favorite hanging props ever. I think it is absolutely kind of hilarious and scary at the same time. I really do love this guy, and it is super cool to see him returning in a theme that will fit him so well, I'm sure. Our next shot is this quick zoom through this absolutely wrecked subway car, and you don't get much from this, but it still looks pretty cool. And then after that, we get this shot of the Spirit Metro sign, which I'm sure these will be in stores this year. It's very cool looking, though. You can't really see any of the stops. It's a little bit too blurry to read what they say, but I'm sure they are references to previous year's themes and stuff. And that just seems like something Spirit would do. I think the Spirit Metro logo is really, really cool as well. And again, I think this is just going to literally be in the ISE. It really wouldn't make sense for them just to make these signs for this teaser trailer. I'm sure they will be showing up and hanging up within the ISE this year. After that, we get this close-up of a seat here that has Boo written on it, as well as the green slime showing up again. Very interesting. And then immediately after that, we have this in case of emergency push button, once again with the green slime dripping off of it. I think it's very possible that these buttons here could be used as animatronic or prop activators placed around the theme this year. I think it would make sense, and it kind of seems like it is made to be put in stores, just the detailing and plastic on it. It doesn't seem like a one-time use type of prop they would hang up inside this set they built for this teaser trailer. So I strongly feel that this will probably be used as an activator switch, similar to how the carnival blasters were used in last year's theme. I think it definitely makes sense that these buttons would be used as animatronic activators. The next shot is of this hand reaching up into the subway window here. Whether this is the same hand as before, which I believe to be the rat's, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is possible just by looking at the fingernails there. You could also see the little activator switch up top there, as well as this throw switch down below. It was used in the 2022 theme, I believe, at the J Reaper's laboratory. And that being there just gives more credence to my theory that that little emergency button is used to activate props, so that's pretty cool. The next shot, there isn't too much to say, but it's of these electrical panels here, and it's pretty obvious this comes directly from the theme itself, because you could pretty clearly tell this is just cardboard, as well as those little push pins they have in to hold those little electrical signs there. So I'm guessing we'll see this. Maybe you could literally walk inside the subway car as a part of the theme, and this is what sits in the front, like the control panel. So that's pretty cool if they basically do build an entire theme you could walk into. So I'd like that a lot. Other than that, it says Terrifier basically graffitied on it there, so I'm sure that probably means Art the Clown is coming back. If it wasn't announced he was coming back already, I don't even know, but anyways, it says Terrifier there, so that's pretty interesting. What we see next is yet another subway map, but this time you could actually read some of the stops. There's Spirit Station Z up there, which is of course Spirit Halloween's first try at a subway station theme. Fright Zone Station, which is a reference to a very old theme, I believe back from like 2009, one of their first. And Skull Lake Station, which is not a theme we have ever had, which is very interesting. So Skull Lake, is that a future theme? Possibly, but I don't know. Anyways, this is a really, really cool subway map poster, basically, and once again, I'm absolutely positive this will be showing up within the ISE this year. The next shot we have is of a brand new zombie animal. I am positive Spirit Halloween will be selling this year. Of course, this is a zombie raccoon. Whether the finger in his mouth is included or not, I am not sure, but he is looking very, very skinny there, so I'm sure he needs to eat that finger ASAP. This is a pretty cool zombie animal, though. The face is a little bit lacking in the, I guess, grotesqueness or rottenness that I would typically like to see from these zombie animals, but it is still cool regardless. The next shots we see are of some more live wires, which are pretty cool, but they don't really tell us anything. And after that, we have this hand and phone, which is pretty interesting. I'm not sure exactly what a phone is doing here. Our next frame is revealing a new animatronic technically, just with words though. It reads Back Bend Bonnie or Betty or something like that. This has been a leaked prop for a while now, so it's basically just confirming the prop's existence without really giving us a look at it, which is pretty unfortunate. I really would have liked to see what it looks like. I have a feeling it's going to do something very similar to Broken Spine Girl, which is, of course, a Techie Toys Hall of Famer animatronic right there. So if it's anything like that with improved quality, I think this will be an absolutely killer prop. Our next shot is a very, very quick look at what I believe to be a new static hanging prop for this year. I'm pretty sure this guy isn't an animatronic, though he very well might be. I'm pretty sure this is just yet another life-size foam-filled latex or plastic hanging prop, which Spirit Halloween has been selling for countless years now. So it's probably just another zombie like that, though it is pretty cool looking. Our next shot is of a newspaper box that says the Harbor Herald written on the side of it, and it contains, of course, that giant rat newspaper from earlier. I have a very strong feeling that this is actually going to be part of the theme this year as an ISD piece. If you look closely, you could see those little push pins again to use to hold the cardboard in place. Whether this is entirely cardboard or pieces of it are plastic, I'm not sure, though. I'm sure it is just cardboard, though it does kind of look plasticky, which kind of throws me for a loop, but I don't know. But all that being said, my assessment here is definitely expect to see this within the ISE this year. And our final shot is of this Madison Square Park 31st Street Station tunnel entrance sign. Now, I'm pretty sure this will probably be used in the ISE once again, as I said, with plenty of things. Whether this is actually going to be the archway entrance sign, I'm not sure. But I think if it lights up how it does in this trailer here, that will be really cool. And I'm sure a lot of people will be clamoring to get this theme piece once the season's actually over. Of course, we do have this green goop that has been on a lot of stuff in this trailer. Again, I'm not sure what that's referencing. Again, my only guess is that we're getting another Slimer animatronic, but it seems unlikely. I don't know, maybe there'll just be a lot of toxic waste barrels around the theme this year. Who knows? Anyways, as for the sign, I think it's pretty cool looking, though it is a little plain. I would have liked to see some blood on it or something if this actually does end up being the archway sign, but who knows? Well, everybody, that does it for my breakdown and analysis of this 2025 teaser trailer Spirit Halloween has given us. I have to say, I'm not that impressed so far. Really, this trailer did not show that much new, I guess, other than the theme and some little hints as to what our animatronics are going to be. I think it could have revealed a little bit more, but I understand if Spirit Halloween wants to hold a lot back to have a big reveal later on. Anyways, I think the whole idea of another subway station theme is interesting, though I really just would have loved to see something wholly original. Of course, we had Spirit Station Z back in the day, and while I think that theme is great, I don't really think any of us want to see it done again, though hopefully things will be a lot different than that this time around. It seems like they're going for a sewer subway station mix, which is definitely different from Spirit Station Z, so who knows. Anyways, everybody, please be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this teaser trailer so far in the comments below, as well as any theories you have as to what the subway station theme is going to be like, along with what these new animatronics might be like. Anyways, everybody, remember this one thing: nobody outpixelates the pumpkin.